Going live. Yes, we're live.
You're on
Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is Scratch and Jack, your hosts for the Amazing Plastics Sundays Hangout. And Amazing Plastic is perhaps the fastest growing or largest existing Google Plus community of scale modelers of all shapes and sizes, interests, genres, and skill levels who like to share their tips and tricks with one another. Who like to share their tips and tricks with one another and learn more about their craft and celebrate one another's skill modeling achievements. Today we have 1,579 members, people. 2 years ago there were nobody. There were nobody. And today's the anniversary. And I would think really the 13th of July is the anniversary, but what the hell, we don't even know how to count, let alone know what day of the week it is. Anyway, today, joining us today also are members and followers of Amazing Plastic Google Plus community who like to share their stuff with us and for some camaraderie and all that crap. Anyway, starting with my Google left or right. Sorry, Heath, it's not you. Hi, Carwin.
Oh, no, it's Carwin. That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How do you like the new digs?
Yeah, like I said, you know, you're out of the dungeon now. It's
I'm not down in the basement suffocating from mold spores.
Yeah, this is you're going up a level in class. It's a little bit more classy.
Well, yeah, it's a little more classy, like a few $100s classy, but hey, you guys are worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's second anniversary. I mean, you know, I think I remember when there was 12 of us. And yeah, I remember that, and then we grew to 30 rapidly, and then it was 80 within 2 weeks, and growing and growing and growing, and you know, it's great to be a part of such a wonderful community. It's not just a great community of diversity, but it's a great community of people. Yeah. And as you said, you know, we're here to celebrate each other's builds, and that's exactly what we do. And I don't know of another community that is as strong and as diverse. You know, there are other communities out there that are niches, that specialize in cars and specialize in sci-fi and stuff like that. But this is the only community I can find that specializes in all of it, and every single member of the community is an absolute wonderful asset.
Assets. That's something to appreciate. But you stepped on board pretty much from day one. Is that right?
Yeah. I remember because when we were chatting with Richard, and he said he was going to set up the community, and I had only recently joined Google Plus to begin with, and I remember Richard said he was going to set up this community, and he was talking about doing the show and stuff like that, and then the next thing you know, I remember, because I think Christina was one of the first as well, so it's a shame she's not here tonight, but you know, we've been here 2 years building the community, and just a fantastic time. And unfortunately, you know, Keith's joined us.
Let's all blame it on Kate.
There goes the neighborhood.
Well, I want to say that one of your he's in Northern Ireland. I guess he is our British subject like you are, and he chimed in and said he can't join us because it's going to be Monday morning there very soon, if not already. And he would like to join us, and he'd like to congratulate the community for being around for a couple of years and being as active as we are. And if you all know, Liam had picked up my slack this past month when I was doing all this work, repainting this room, getting everything together. He was kind enough to take over for the Cross the Pond Hangout. And you know what? He did a phenomenal job, and you would know that, Heath, or somebody here would know that. That would be.
Yeah, Liam was very professional. He did a great job. Great job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of chimed in. I kind of chimed in on the first one, but I was a spy on the second one. I was quite amused that he thought I was bringing about the world's end. Well, not really. Anyhow, Heath, you're one of the first members too. You've hung with us for quite a long time from the very get-go.
Oh,
So
well,
what is
I actually joined in September of 2013.
Okay.
And I actually started out with a opposing model group, which
We
I'm
don't
not
talk
going to
about
say.
that.
No, we're not going to say about that. No, we're not going to talk about that one. But it was Danny, Mr. Danny Monahan. Hello, Danny. I know you're out there. Who invited me, and I haven't turned back. And I haven't turned back since. I mean, I've met a lot of brilliant people. Some who I consider family, and some I consider great friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Jack being one, and Jay being another. In fact, everybody I've met on Amazing Plastics is considered a friend to me. I mean, you guys have supported me, you've helped me, and I can't believe it's been 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I mean, it's surprising. It's surprising.
Uh-huh.
But
well, you know, a lot of these things, I have to say, I think what you're bringing up is that sometimes when things like this start, they kind of fizzle out over time. And quite honestly, I expected that too, and this is why I'm doing the Hangouts, to keep the spark sparking, I guess. But what I found out was I didn't need to spark. I don't need to really. I can actually step away, and the community would do its own thing, because I look at the comments, and you guys are carrying the weight of the community.
Well, I'll say this much. I know he's not with us today, but if it wasn't for Richard, who started this, where would we be?
Well, yeah, I got to admit, this is Richard Cleveland's brainchild, but he stepped away. He had other greener pastures to sow and reap whatever benefits he's getting from those. But it would have been nice to have him today.
We've got the one and only Scratch and Jack Scratch Builder. we got Jack.
And another one that's been nearly in the beginning there, it's James. How you doing, James?
I'm doing fine there, Jack.
You know, you've got the heaviest burden of them all in the Amazing Plastic community. You know that.
Because I'm the only paper modeler?
Pretty much. Yep, and just say that, yes, it might be paper, but it's coated with a plastic.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your take on the past 2 years?
Oh, it's been really interesting. It's actually been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my experience is actually with quite a few different genres, of which, mostly paper right now. But it's been a really fun group. I more or less got more actively involved probably about 6 months after the group started, and I've sort of been involved with with the online program and that, and trying to post my builds and that pretty well regularly ever since.
The one thing that I get impressed by you is that the other members that I communicate with on a regular basis are good with history, but with you, you're instant. You recall this history stuff about, say, what a P-47 is, or what kind of a battleship sank in what waters, and what it consisted of. Your knowledge about the military type stuff is actually quite impressive.
Well, thank you. I've always been a bit of a history nut, so that's sort of carried over into my modeling.
Uh-huh. I agree. I agree. Modeling does carry some history as to why we build these things.
One of my most fondest memories is probably going back just last year when we saw James build that flaming scooter. That little Yamaha scooter. That was. Boy, thinking he's just paper, man. Out he comes with this little Matic.
Well,
that was a brilliant build. That was brilliant.
Moving on to the one man who knows that a shin bone is a device for finding furniture in the dark. It's Jay.
Yeah, very true. And as I said, it's the anniversary, so we need some fireworks.
Careful, Jay. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself,
I'm
Jay.
gonna hurt myself.
Have you had enough fires in our basement?
Fire in the
hell,
hole! Fire in the
I
hole!
didn't even think about that.
Fire in the hole.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Well, anyway,
I have finally seen Jay get off.
yes. It takes a while, but it's pretty spectacular. Yeah,
So
I've been.
You
Go
have
ahead.
been the professional in the community, although you don't act like one. But your work is phenomenally professional. I mean, I don't know what else to say. My impression of you is that if there's a problem, you make a tool for it.
Yeah, I like doing that because, well, first off, sometimes there aren't any tools that'll take care of the problem, and if there are, they're usually really expensive. So I try to come up with something that'll work. And what I was doing a second ago, I'm casting some parts for the bird of prey. And this is the up in the front of the laser cannon. And,
yeah.
And I didn't want any bubbles inside the unit, so inside it while it was casting, and the best way to do that is to apply a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took a jar and poked a hole in the top, and then went to Hobby Lobby and picked up a brake bleeder, that I can just put on the top there and pump like this, and it pumps quite enough of a vacuum to take care of the problem. And this was like $12. I suppose one of these days I'll get an actual vacuum pump, but they start at around $100.
I'm sorry, my mind just went into the gutter on that one. So tell exactly how you felt about the past 2 years as opposed to a vacuum pump.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, the vacuum pump is good for certain things, but the simple fact of the matter is that I don't know. I've really enjoyed the last 2 years because I've gotten to know people from all over the world, which was kind of inconceivable to me, 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they've become friends, and it's that at first you realize, man, I'm video chatting with somebody who's in Ireland or somebody who's in Australia, but now it's just kind of like, I wonder if Heath's on. Oh, there he is. Okay, and it's a hell of a lot more fun than the telephone. I'll tell you that. So, yeah. But I've really enjoyed it.
Where are you calling from?
I've really enjoyed it, and there've been there are some incredible model builders out there, and the fact that people are willing to share is great because so many places, so many modeling groups is like, how'd you do that? Well, that's my secret. No. Screw you. If I come up with a technique that I think is really cool, I put it out there and say, hey, here's how I did this. It works, So.
But you even said yourself that not everybody can know everything about modeling. Even the professional that you are can learn something too.
I learn things every day. I mean, I go online and I see how someone else has done something. It's like, oh crap! I never thought of that. That's cool. That works. And so it's just an incredible learning experience. I think this group better than any other group out there, and I've looked at a lot of them. I think this group better than any other group out there is the place to go if you're a beginner or a professional. Because everybody is willing to share, everybody is willing to help out. If you have a problem, how do I do this? You'll get 10 people giving you ways to do it. You know, so it's been a good ride so far.
So far, yes, I agree.
By the way, Jack, I just got asked by Travis to say congratulations and congratulations to everybody, and he hopes everybody's well.
Oh, thank you, Travis.
I got a message from Mike Bassford, and he'd like to be invited in if he can.
Oh, certainly I can do that. But first, I'm going to invite the next one up, and this is, you know, this guy is so smart, but he won't tell me why the word abbreviation is such a long word. How you doing, Keith? You won't tell me why is the word abbreviation a long word?
Don't know.
I think I got him stumped. Hi, Keith.
How are you?
Bloody hell, he does talk!
And knuckle a few times, he'll start working.
Sorry.
So you're one of the new folks in the community who participates pretty heavily in posting and on the Hangouts and whatnot. You actually do builds for other people. When did you stop into Amazing Plastic, and for heaven's sake, why did you stop into this community?
No, I originally was just looking around on the web as everybody else does, and I found the community, and I watched for a very long time. I'm a voyeur. I like to watch, and then eventually, I thought, I might as well join. I might as well join in, and it's just been a bit of a snowball ride since then.
I see.
But,
so
yeah, and it's great.
Did you say you watched the Hangouts for a while before joining in?
Yeah, for a long while actually. But I've been so busy doing other things that it just really wasn't on the cards until reasonably recently to to get on and do Hangouts and stuff like that. And now I've met a whole swag of people across the world that are really interested. Yeah, really interesting, fun, willing to share their knowledge and whatnot else, and it really is good fun. I learn absolutely heaps every day. I come on, somebody says something or other, and I'll go, oh, I never thought of that. I've actually, because of this community, I've actually started to learn Arduino, programming language.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of folks here in the community that do Arduino. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I mean, you're very much like Jay, very much the pro, and you're learning something new too. And that's what I like about the community, because there is somebody out there that knows something.
I like doing figures a lot. I can't say I'm a pro model builder at all, but I do enjoy painting figures. That's probably the bit I like the most.
I see.
I see.
And how should we say, next up we have somebody who's been around a while. I'm not talking about in the community. I'm talking about just a while. How you doing, Mike?
I love you too. Yeah, I'm doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, and you'll outlive me. Don't you worry. You're gonna outlive me.
Okay.
The problem is, Jack's had some bad news.
So you've been around from the beginning too.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. Did you think it was gonna last this long?
Oh no, especially when certain other people got to fighting with other people. I thought we were toast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know what? There's certain other people realize that they lost. That's why they're not around.
But it makes you wonder. Thankfully, those that this community here.
Mm-hmm.
There's not any one person driving it anymore, and it's not just dependent on one person showing up, because I spend a great deal of time talking to someone in, Tasmania, as well as people in back east and up north, and what is that? Someplace way in the hell north.
Canada.
The UK is pretty far north.
Oh no, I know we got somebody in Nova Scotia, don't we?
Oh yeah, that would be no, that was Newfoundland.
That'd be Ken Skeffington.
Yeah, Ken. I mean, how far away can you get? You got Nova Scotia and Tasmania.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to see if we can get somebody from the International Space Station, but you know.
I was thinking about that. That would be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Mike, if it wasn't Nova Scotia or Tasmania, it would be Cleveland and Kansas City. I mean, you know.
Yeah, not so much Kansas City, I hope.
Well, you know something? No, it's just the fact that what you said. This is around the world and it's around the country. It is. I have to say though, in many ways, that Amazing Plastic is a wee bit North American centric, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
However, I have to say though, you folks in Australia and in the UK and Ireland, there was even a guy that came in occasionally from Russia. And one guy, I wish he would show up because he's phenomenally talented. He's in Germany, but he feels his English isn't any good. Well, he's speaking my language. I don't know English that well either.
We're talking about Christian, aren't we?
I went to public school and I learned English real good.
Yeah, when Lincoln came to town, we were all fluttered.
Yeah, well, I think what Jay is saying that we're a product of public education, and that's Anyway, talking about a newbie, I mean, talking about somebody who's so new. This is his first Hangout. How you doing, Robert?
Doing fine for a Sunday afternoon.
You're giving yourself a lot of headroom there, mister.
Yeah. The room I would like to use as a little workshop is full of stuff for a yard sale right now.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah? What are you selling on your yard sale?
A little bit of everything, including the kitchen table.
Oh, not the sink, but the table. Okay, cool. So do you model as well?
I do a lot.
I mean, is it for like you know, the Gap isn't around anymore. For Calvin Klein, you model for Calvin Klein?
Just do the hobby for myself. I like putting together the mecha models like guns.
Right. I'm just being silly, but what is your favorite? What's your genre to build in? What's your favorite thing to build?
Sci-fi and mecha.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the giant robots. I'll do a car every once in a while. I used to do a lot of model cars when I was younger.
Oh,
But I get to the point where it's painting is like a big mess.
Well, that's certainly understandable because I only got into this 2 years ago. And I haven't built a thing that's worth looking at.
Yes, you have.
Wait. You're just doing yourself an injustice there, Jack, because I remember having so much fun in those hangouts where you'd be solving something and then it'd be on fire.
Oh, you know, you were around when I melted a model kit. Yes, you were around.
Oh, God, no, I remember that.
Well, luckily, I ain't never had nothing like that happen.
I also remember one hangout we did where Jack was trying to light the original Enterprise, and what happened was he put the smoldering iron onto the wire, and boom, there goes the light. And all you can hear, was back.
I also realized you don't hurry drying on a model kit. You don't put it in front of a space heater because it will melt.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Yes.
That's what I learned on Amazing Plastic.
Yes, it's modeling tip 101.
Never put your models in the space heater.
Well, up next is Bob, and you know, Bob is the quiet type, but he's fierce when it comes to models. I'm telling you.
Like a tiger.
No, we call him BHP, the Quiet Achiever.
You see, we're talking for him. He doesn't have to give us lip service. We're doing it for him.
Trying to get the word in.
All right, Bob. When did you come in with Amazing Plastic and why?
I came in to torment you, Jack, for the most part. To build a space shuttle in 747 I found Amazing Plastic to be kind of an extremely exciting community where you saw all genres of models being built, and you saw them in progress and finished, and because we see somebody building their first build, or someone like us that's been knocking them out for years. And yeah, just a real diverse, get along with everybody. Even he sometimes.
You're certainly a Hangout, broadcast Hangout regular.
Yeah, I try to be, but my work schedule doesn't allow me to come in all the time.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, I got a question for y'all. What happened? Okay,
we don't know. We're not a clue.
All right. This is a common problem. I wash my models. That's something I learned on Amazing Plastic because, you know, back in the day when I was doing models, I just threw the thing together, never really painted it. But when I got serious, I realized paint doesn't really stick to a model that hasn't been washed, or something happens to the paint. So I washed this kit and I put it back in the box, and let's get a level here. It doesn't fit in the box anymore. I'm used to losing parts, but not gaining them.
No, they never will, Jack. That's one of the rules of model companies is that once you take it out of the box, it will never go back in the way you put it
So
out.
Here's another model kit. Here's another model kit, and it fits in a box rather nice, but it's not the box it belongs in.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do with space? Well, look at what I did. I moved out of the basement and I came into a small room. Only because I like to breathe clean air.
What I do, I have a whole bunch of trays, and I don't care if they fit because if I wash some parts and throw them in this tray, guess what? It's not cardboard and it's not going to melt on them.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, I have these file boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you buy them, they're flat, you fold them up, tab A into whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a lot of my project, a whole project, not just a kit, a project with aftermarket parts and or scratch built. I built for this so it doesn't get mixed up with something else. These come in awful handy, and if I was really bad for space, I of course do still use the model boxes, you know, because they're I paid for that. It's $24 for the box. You get the kit free, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use all that stuff. I don't have a lot of room, as you don't have a lot of room, Jack, and you have to plan ahead. Otherwise, everything's on the floor if you can't find it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to pick up a lot of these things. These are technically shoe boxes.
Sterile. Yeah,
sterilite,
sterile.
Shoe boxes, but you know, dollar stores have these for like $1.
Yeah.
And I love these things because
these are 10 for $10, but I don't buy 10. I don't buy 10 of them at a time, and so it's like it's $1.20 a piece.
Yeah, and they're great. They even have a lid, which helps when you drop it on the floor because you will.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And they keep all the parts together without them worrying about getting them crushed and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, from my experience, I just store stuff anywhere. I mean, I just chuck the crap all around the place.
Yeah.
I mean, if I, you know, I mean, anything, just keep it anywhere. You know.
Well, maybe if you, well, it's a little bit of a mess here because that's just who I am. I think I'll get you on a tour here. So I got this screen because I needed eye candy, go figure. And I got a lot of my stuff from downstairs, these little bins with the little parts in them. I have my LEDs in this. I have a bunch of other electronic stuff in there. They're not all completely full yet. I even have a drawer with the tester's paint in them too. Just all kinds of little things that I don't like losing because I buy them and, you know, don't want to lose them. But I like the shoebox idea. And I got some shelves going on. This is costing me a fortune, these shelves, and it's still not where I want it to be. Or some studio light right there. That's my regular desk where I do my bill paying, and then there's the window over there with some more lights shining. And this room also serves as my closet. This is my dresser. This is where my clothes and underwear go. All these cubby holes to work with, but I'm getting close to, you know, getting it filled up. But at some point, I want shelves behind me too, because that's a pretty big wall.
Mm-hmm.
And that could serve for some, you know, showing off some of the models behind me. And instead of what I had downstairs in the basement of boxes and boxes and boxes of all kinds of models that I haven't built yet and probably never will, basically it's my stash, I figure now it's time to show models that I actually build. So, okay, that's me.
You use the other computer for bill paying. I'm against that whole thing. You know, I mean, you pay a bill once and they expect you to do it every damn month afterwards. I don't get that.
But I also watch my YouTube there and I watch movies there. That's all kinds of stuff that I do there. This computer is strictly for, and it always been strictly for the hobby. So.
Yeah.
Not that it's anything special, but I like to keep it separate that way, anyway. And actually, there's software on this computer. I wish it would be on the laptop that I, use my bill pay. And that's another thing about Amazing Plastic too. You guys know a lot about computers. I would never know these things. I would never have been able to hook this up without your guys' help. Seriously, and this is what I gain from the community is technology talk. I mean, you guys talk about computers all the time. You know what it is? We're
like the monster I just finished building here.
Whoa, wait a minute, I can't see.
Oh, that's a monster, all right. It's in glass.
Yeah, but
like
we can.
Present under glass.
We can actually see you now, though, so that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, you have a lot of storage problems, too, because of space, because you live in an apartment.
That's correct. So I have, in this one, I have a 2-bedroom apartment, and this 1 bedroom is my hobby room, computer room, technical room, storage, everything all in one space.
Uh-huh.
But I do have a storage, I have a glass display cabinet in the living room.
Are you able to take video of that?
Of the display cabinet?
Yeah.
I could, but my camera won't. My webcam won't stretch that far.
Yeah, it's been my experience. Moving webcams can be detrimental to the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've knocked myself off. But as far as computers, I just got done rebuilding this one with a new motherboard and a RAID array. And I fixed up and repaired some things and rerouted some water lines so that I'd have more room to get my fumble fingers inside.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think part of the function of Hangouts is a certain familiarity with computers, because God bless Google, they haven't been that helpful.
No.
What with these continual updates and constant rearranging of things. And
Oh yeah.
If you've ever been on a private hangout with Mike Bassford, he will tell you all the ins and outs of why he doesn't like Google. And yet, he is probably the most adherent subscriber and participant. So.
I think we've all at one point or another looked at it and gone, why the hell have they changed that?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. They changed it because somebody wants to be promoted and they need to justify their job, so they get to fiddling around with the buttons and switches.
Yeah, it took me 6 weeks to find that button and now they've removed it.
I still haven't got my photo album straightened out again.
Yeah, I don't know how the photo albums on your Google Plus page actually works. I just don't worry about it. That's how I get out of it. I just don't worry about it. But I have to say though, without Google, we wouldn't have had these 2 years. We wouldn't have had these relationships when it comes to modeling. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times we talk about personal things too. This is all on off air. I mean, this isn't just what we do just like every 2 weeks or so. We do hang out like on our own. Like Keith is guilty of that. Around this time, he just opens up, before he sends the kids off to school, he gets on, he invites everybody, and there's people that stop in, and we start talking about our lives. And I think that's very interesting, because I think our hobby has a lot to do with our lives.
Yeah. And the fact that Keith is a hangout whore.
What's that? What's that?
That's it. Keith is a hangout whore.
Some of us, when we're not on one of these live things or an official Amazing Plastic or international whatever, Cross the Ponds or whatever, we're talking to each other while we're working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes actually Keith will be doing something, he'll ask me some question about doing some process, and I'll do the best I can to answer it, and I'll be asking Keith things, and we're actually working on a model that has nothing to do with each other. I mean, his figure has nothing to do with the car I'm working on, and you'd be surprised at how much crosses over.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
That was incredibly.
I did an informal survey just a week or two ago about what genre do people want to work in, or what their favorite is, what they usually work in. And almost half of the respondents said sci-fi, which I did not expect. I expected cars and military to be evenly more, but they're not. They are very much the minority. But you know something, you're right. If you're building a car, you're actually building a starship, and vice versa. And what I found and discovered is people typically don't commit to one genre. They commit to the hobby, and will build an airplane, they'll build a boat, a sci-fi, they'll build anything. Yeah. That's why I think this community is so interesting, is because there is a lot of crossover, and we're not pigeonholing ourselves.
I think the other thing that's great about Amazing Plastic is the fact that we've also encouraged other people who might not do something like a sci-fi build or a car build or armor, and they've been encouraged to do it. Because I know people that have started doing sci-fi or car builds thanks to what you suggested with the Mad Max build. And there were people who've never built cars before now doing that because of this. And it's great to see people getting outside their comfort zone, working on something else, and discovering a whole new side to their modeling abilities.
Right.
And that's
well, I started doing Arduino, and I bought a plotter so I can learn Corel Draw and make my own masks and all sorts of things. Pretty much because of you bastards.
Yeah.
Lots and lots and lots of money, but it is lots of fun though. It's great, and you learn. Like I'm just about to start casting because I want to do, cast some bits and pieces up in clear and whatnot. So yeah, it's and it's all because I come on these hangouts. I mean, I probably wouldn't have done it otherwise.
Yeah, I did. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this, but believe it or not, Paramount is working on a Galaxy Quest TV series.
Oh no.
And
Really?
yes, really. And I've got the model of the ship, and I wanted to light it, but that little landing part that comes off that crashed into the hotel at the end of the movie is really small and has really tiny little windows that I could not really foresee in any way, shape, or form drilling out. So instead, I built one and I cast it out of clear. I built it and I cast it out of clear plastic, so now all I have to do is paint it, and then I can just light it from underneath and scrape away where the windows are going to be.
Yeah.
And and just little things like that that I saw somebody else do, and I never thought of that. It's like, hey, that would make life much easier.
Well, by the way, Jay, you're a modeler, so if something says Martha Stewart on it, you could certainly change it to Jay.
Yeah, I was talking about the fact that I had promised myself a long time ago I would never contribute to the Martha Stewart retirement fund.
Yeah.
But I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's a Martha Stewart brand circle cutter, but it's the best damn circle cutter I have ever used. It goes through plastic.
Well, now we can watch Jake go in circles.
Yeah, so what I'm strongly thinking about doing is just printing an evil duck sticker and putting it up on the top of it.
There you go. You're a modeler, and when you get done with it, you can light it and you can weather it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart.
Thinking of learning something new every day. Who the hell is Martha Stewart?
Oh, you don't want to know.
No. Can somebody screen share a picture of her? She was formerly a stockbroker turned homemaker. And made $1 million on a TV show cooking quail and decorating for Thanksgiving, whatever the hell she does. And she's got a whole line of kitchen towels and bed sheets and bullshit like that. So.
Yeah.
Right.
All made by slave labor in China.
And let's not forget the prison time I believe she's had to serve.
Yeah, and I managed to get it. I used my 10% or my 40% off, my 40% off coupon, so that came out cheap. I don't know if you can see these or not, but I got these yesterday from Fiskars. They're clear, but they are for making patterns of some sort. They come in. It comes with 2 sizes, and I was just thinking these with masking tape to cover the parts I don't want would be really great for doing some Aztecing.
Yeah. They look like a good, nice, flexible frisket. Yeah.
Yeah, and these were like $3. So I grabbed those, and I spent too much money. I think I spent more money on hobby tools than I did on college.
I'll get into that before I spend more on the hobby.
Really good.
Jack, have you picked up on a lot of the participants, all the different participants, showing what they've just purchased, and we have a lot of that. Look what I just got from this.
Okay.
And you're guilty too.
Oh, God, yes. I'll tell you what. I'll show you what I just purchased. Other than that model that fits in a box that it doesn't belong in, it's what is it? It is this jet that's in the box, and the other one is the Mark III 9 rocket ship that never existed. But I'm being turned on by aviation. So this is going to be next big build for me.
Outstanding, outstanding.
So this I got that, and I also bought this over again. I'm going to like this kit because I saw somebody on the community do it. I got this as well.
Yeah.
F-86, yeah.
And then this. And I also have a
Dog.
F-105, I think. It's like a stealth type bomber or stealth type fighter.
Okay.
So I've been turned on by aviation, and only 3% of the community is doing it. So I figured, why not participate in something I haven't really done? So that's what I'm doing.
Oh, by the way, money-saving tip for everybody. This is one of the most popular brands of model glue out there.
Yeah.
Tenex. It's great stuff. It'll work on ABS plastic as well as styrene. It'll even work on Pro Weld is very good. I've got some of that over here too. This is about a $5 to $6 bottle for an ounce. What this stuff is methylene chloride. I got this off of Amazon for $20. It's a quart of methylene chloride. So, $20 for a quart brings the price of this down to about $1 a bottle.
Yeah.
So, or less. So, it is exactly the same stuff. In fact, Micromark sells their own version of 10X, and they call it same stuff.
Yes. Not only Micromark, but Caboose Hobbies, which is the largest North American model railroad store.
Yeah.
They have on end caps right at the cash register the same stuff.
Yeah.
Big, huge racks of them with lots of bottles, and considerably less expensive. Pardon?
Drowell is no longer available from Ambroid is gone.
Yeah, Ambroid's gone, and I was really surprised to find this stuff, which is Plastruct Bondine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is trichloroethene.
Yes.
And I used to buy trichloroethene as typewriter platen cleaner because it would come in a big jar, and it was cheap, and it was a great model glue.
Mm-hmm.
But some places took it off the market. But somehow or another, Plastruct has started selling it, and so I get that once in a while. Just it smells good and makes you feel good. I'm kidding.
Well, you see, that's the thing. I used to get high off the fumes, but I discovered that this one comes with a needle, so I can just inject it straight into my veins.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
We are not condoning this behavior for the first-time hobbyists, but if you, in fact, should participate it by chance, good for you.
I actually am speaking from accidental experience. I was using trichlor one time because it's also a great paint thinner, and I was wiping the my paintbrushes and stuff off on this thing, and I had a cold, and I grabbed the first thing I could find, which happened to be the rag I'd been wiping on, and I blew my nose and then inhaled. And let me tell you,
Well, that probably cleared up your sinuses very well.
The whole world became more interesting for about 20 minutes.
This is another reason why I hang out with you guys, because I know what to do if I should want to have a good time. So, by myself, no less.
And on the internet as well. It's not likely to happen, is it? Those three things are never usually the same way you're thinking.
Yeah.
He's on the internet, he's by himself, he's having a good time. What is he doing?
I've also,
Well,
I kind of figure if you, I looked at that questionnaire and it didn't really have room for 2 or 3 or 4, because some of us model more than one thing.
Well, that's true. I wanted more than 5 choices, but that's all that Google gives you. It's
Yeah.
5 choices.
Yeah.
So, but it's still, but there were people that left notes saying that they, do different things. They do cars, and when they want to light, they do a spaceship or something. I think though with this community, and this is what this community is about. Like, of course, I think it was Carwin said, get it pushed out of your comfort zone, do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do something different, I'm going to start learning about these airplanes, why they were produced and what they were used for. And
Research is
there's a lot
part
of
of the
information
fun
on
with it,
that.
as far as
A
I'm
lot of
concerned.
times with a model, some companies give you a rundown of the history of what you're modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you can go to Wiki and get the more information than you possibly ever wanted to know about what it is you're modeling. And Google Images will show you pictures ad infinitum to what you're working with. And I'm not saying, well, for instance, the Japanese produce, what, hundreds of books or folios of aircraft, armor, Japanese science fiction movie stuff, manga. They produce these books so that their modeling community can get accuracy. And they're somewhat expensive, but you can do nearly as well with the internet.
I also find that you can go to most bookstores, and I find in the bargain bins a lot of times technical aircraft, ships, tanks, books on those are readily available, usually at bargain prices on a regular basis.
Yeah, the bachelor's coffee table books. He's going to have racing cars, aircraft, things that he's interested in and may only look at once. But we get to publish to Amazing Plastics website photos of our work, and some of us give some information on things that people might want to work on. They share research. They've gone to the trouble to look up something. They've got it spiffed up so that it can be published on. And if you go in the hints and tips, there's a lot of reference material for things that maybe the person that posted it isn't building it, but he's gathered that information over time. I put a lot of profile pictures up of different aircraft and things. That's for those people who want to delve further into the model that they're building.
And further authenticate the era and even what the particular pilots had flown during, let's say, the Vietnam War, that sort of thing. What's even more interesting when you said about the Google Images is that when I was kind of like scanning over these aircraft that I had bought in model form, is that these might be produced by American companies, but they're in places like Peru. I mean, their military has bought a few of these machines, and they put different kinds of identifiers on them.
Yeah.
The people who build full-size P-51 Mustangs, they went all over South America and Central America looking for the ones that we had foisted off on the governments of that era when we were done with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where a lot of that stuff went from all kinds of Western countries. Delivered aircraft for the use of some of these smaller countries for their defense, and of course your communist bloc countries, they sent aircraft around the world. They sent well, rockets and all kind of stuff, but the research, they go into some jungle somewhere and they bring back this aircraft to life, and you get to see what the inside of a torn up wing looks like. You know, when you follow some of this, even if it's on National Geographic, you get to see quite a bit of information, like if they make a whole movie out of going up to Greenland and digging a B-29 out of the ice, or a P-38 you know, out of the ice somewhere. You know, they bring those back. You get to learn, if you follow their stories of how they rebuilt those real live aircraft, it can give you an infinite amount of ideas of what to do with your model.
Yeah. Oh, sure. And we have folks like you here in the community that will tell us where to look if you don't know. And you know quite a bit, and James knows quite a bit, and that's what I like about this community, because I not only get to play with toys, but I also get to learn about my toys.
Yeah.
I have something I want to put out to the community. Profile Publications many years ago started producing these books, and they're, you know, they see if I can get it all in camera here. They go into the history of the plane. A lot of times they'll show you lots of interiors and things like that. Tons of different models, tons of different paint jobs and things like that. I've got over 100 of these, and I was thinking about starting to scan them and putting them up on the community. Does that sound like something people would be interested in?
Oh, sure. Well, sure.
I've done
yeah,
some of that. I've done some of that. I put it up on the community. It's been pushed way down, but if you go back in time, you'll see some of the profile.
Yeah, just put it into the reference material.
I think there is a section for reference material.
I've got a stack of them this high.
It takes forever to do it.
Yeah, but I've got a good scanner. What the hell? You know?
What the hell? Those are hard to find.
Sure. Let me show you all the community page. Scroll down. Oops, too far down. Oh, come on. No, not me. Still the same. Okay. Thanks. Oh gosh, there's so many names. Sorry. Right here, there's reference pictures. A link to the community, and clicking onto it, and of course, my computer likes to be a little slow. Should be somewhere else. Okay, you posted a lot of pictures about the Space Odyssey.
Yeah. Yeah, I've posted quite a few things in the reference photos. Yeah, those are that's the Ares 1B that is still, it's one of the few models from 2001 that does still exist, and that right there is the studio model of the Liberator from Blake 7.
Yeah, I believe that's actually Martin Bowers.
Yeah.
And go away. There was somebody that did photos of something here that was not sci-fi.
Yeah, that's a stamp, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't all have to be sci-fi.
And these are people who took pictures themselves and shared. This is Neil Wooding, the owner of Wild House Models. a great partner and also a sponsor of Amazing Plastic. So
I've got to get down to the Kalamazoo Air Show sometime soon because they have got a lot of planes, including an SR-71. So you know, I want to get some pictures.
Yeah, that would that's a really good place to put things that even if you have the interest in it, that's great. There'll be somebody down the line that can look it up and say, okay, somebody else is into it. Thanks for the pictures. Because there's a lot of reference pictures that you can put on the community. Anyway, it's been great, guys. It's been an hour. We murdered another hour, as we usually do.
We have.
Of course, now my background has changed. I don't know why. Not that it matters.
It's Mitch's fault.
Oh, yeah, probably Mitch's fault. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we're going to get ready to... What the hell? Okay. I know we're getting ready to wrap up, but before we do, I would just like to say that if somebody is watching this and they are new to the hobby, they're new to the craft, and they are, you know, sometimes you can feel a little bit intimidated about posting your stuff. I just want to say, you know, you're always welcome on Amazing Plastic. We always look forward to seeing your stuff. And if you've got any questions or anything like that, there's 1,500 people on this community plus that are willing to share with you. So, you know, if you're new, you can come here and you'll always be welcome.
That's very true. You took the words right out of my mouth, and I feel so violated now.
I used to believe there was no such thing as a stupid question, and then somebody asked me if Florida were carpeted, how long would it take to vacuum? And so, you know, I realize there are a few, but for the most part, you know, if you don't know how to do something, ask, because don't feel like you're going to be silly. Every single person in this group was a beginner.
Yes, you know? Absolutely. We all started somewhere, and we're all part of a widespread community. And like Jack said at the start of the Hangout, we share and celebrate each other's builds.
Yep. Sometimes we share too much.
Well, it's actually kind of fascinating that you figured my agenda out. The agenda is you guys, not me. And I like doing this community, and I fell into it. Actually, it was Richard Cleveland's idea, and he saw me saying, well, I took care of it like if it was my own, and I guess it is my own now. Yeah, I mean, I don't post very often because I'm pretty busy, but I hope to be posting and sharing my builds because as much as I like to revel in other people's achievements, I like to participate too. And I think it's infectious that, you know, when somebody does something, you all of a sudden want to do it yourself and see where it goes from there. And and everybody who's watching for the first time, be sure to go to Scratch and Jack, my YouTube channel, and subscribe, and to see all the past Hangouts, because they're also chock full of fun as well as information. So, you know, they are a little long, so I'm going to cut it short. Thank you for watching, everyone, and here's for 2 years. Thank you, guys, and everyone else in the community. If you're watching or not even participating just right now, thank you, because you are participating by joining and being a part of this great community. I think it's great anyway, because it's you. Anyway, enough. I got to go, and thanks for joining us. All have a good day.
Thanks for inviting me.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.